Wow, wow, look who graced us with a pretty decent project. None other than Travis Scott dropping his album Utopia. Kinda like a mic drop. No boy, Twitter's all fired up, showering love like confetti at a parade. But hold up, hold up. In the real world, it seems like it takes a hilarious turn. It's like a group of confused folks who just discovered a cucumber playing with a banjo. They're not exactly feeling the utopian vibe. Which leaves me scratching my head and going, are we living in the same universe? I was just surprised how many people in person that I knew didn't really like Utopia. That kind of surprised me. Now me, I'm living the dream, grooving to Utopia like there's no tomorrow. It's just so enjoyable. It's like finding a pot of gold or riding a unicorn. Let's talk about upgrades. Utopia is like a luxurious penthouse compared to its predecessor, Astroworld. Because I don't even like Astroworld. Like Astroworld just seemed too overly produced, too mainstream. I gave it a 4.5 out of 10. It's like going from a rusty tricycle to a high-speed rocket ship. Sonically, I'm so blown away, but I'm not best friends with the wind. Album's engineering is so incredible. The audio gods threw a party in my headphones. Let's all pause and ponder who's the mastermind behind the audio wonderland of Utopia really is. Hold the legend himself, the audio wizard known as Mike Dean. So let me introduce you to the musical genius hailing from hip-hop heaven of Houston, Texas, the one and only Michael George Dean, aka Mike Dean. This dude has more talent in his fingers than most people have in their whole playlist. Get this, folks. Not only is he a record producer, but he's also an audio engineer, songwriter, a multi-instrumentalist. He's like the one-man band, and I bet he can play the kazoo with his eyes closed. You know, if you really try. Now let's rewind back to the 90s when Mike Dean was busy pioneering the dirty South, like a fearless explorer in the wild jungle. His work with artists like Rap-A-Lot Records was like setting off a revolution. And boy did he join forces with some legendary names. Scarface, the Ghetto Boys, to Nate Dogg, and even the one and only Tupac. Mike Dean didn't stop there. He became a secret sauce in the hip-hop industry, springing his magic on the iconic Kanye West albums. Yeezy and Dean were like a dynamic duo, cooking up hit after hit like a hip-hop gourmet kitchen. College Dropout to Donda. They're on a roller coaster and we're all strapped for the ride. Let's not forget about his work with Kanye and Watch the Throne, which is a very crazy project at the time in 2011, especially sonically too. It was like out of this world. Mike Dean, the musical superhero who rocks the guitar and tickles the keys for none other than Kanye West and Travis Scott. You name a tour, he's definitely been there. From the Watch the Throne tour to the Yeezus tour, even the Astroworld, Wish You Were Here tour. Mike Dean's like a rock star wingman that Kanye West and Travis can't live without. Dean is like a magician behind Travis Scott's beats, making every track a banger from 2013 to even infinity and beyond. That's not enough, he masters Frank Ocean's visual album Endless. Wrote and produced tracks for Designer's mixtape, New English, and even sprinkled his magic on Designer's single, Timmy Turner. The man is even launching his own record label, MWA. When asked why, he said all these young artists were like, Mike, you're the man. Work on our stuff. So I thought, why not start a label and sign some new acts? The name behind MWA is Mexican Wrestling Association. And speaking of new acts, Dean picked up Dai Soho as the first artist on MWA. When asked about it, he said, this dude's got swag that's gonna make waves in Houston and beyond. This dude dropped an instrumental mixtape on the most epic day ever, April 20th, 2020. And yeah, you guessed it, it's obviously 420. Fast forward to May 20th, 2021, when he unleashed the Lana Del Rey single, Wildfire. And in an interview, he casually drops that he's planning to work with Lana Del Rey a lot. Since 2022, he's been in a whirlwind of collaborations with none other than The Weeknd himself. From Beauty Behind the Madness to 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack, they've been cooking up hits like a kitchen on fire. Not to mention Mike Dean's live arrangements added the extra sprinkle of magic to The Weeknd's Coachella performance. They were like a hurricane sweeping the crowd off their feet into a whirling sea of euphoria. But wait, there's even more. Dean's got his handful with Metro Boomin at Coachella, where The Weeknd makes a special appearance. Embrace yourselves, because Mike Dean is starring in The Weeknd's upcoming HBO series, The Idol, which ended up getting a lot of hate, but I personally really enjoyed the show, and I think it should definitely renewed for at least a few more seasons. He dropped his fourth mixtape, 423, co-produced by The Weeknd himself, on April 29th. Now currently, Travis Scott just dropped his album called Utopia, and a lot of people had mixed reactions, but for the most part, I think a lot of people loved it, and Mike Dean had his paws all over it, mixing, mastering it, and even doing some arrangements, and even doing his traditional outros that he's always super good at. And yeah, Mike Dean's just been on a run these past 2 decades, especially the recent 5 to 10 years. He's just been killing it.